In this video, we will try to analyze UPSC Prelims 2021 papers, including CSAT, and we'll try to find out some takeaways for those who are appearing next year. So first, in brief, we will discuss CSAT. So CSAT paper was again very difficult, right? Very difficult paper, as even aptitude questions were not very easy. Even it was difficult for engineers, some IIT, NIT pass outs, and those even doctors who have very good aptitude. It was very difficult to attempt these questions. Then reading comprehension again very difficult. Why? Because they have started asking questions on assumptions and like 5 to 6 statements they have given on this particular one question. So again very lengthy questions. Logical reasoning again very time consuming, right? So CSAT in general was again very difficult paper, not so very easy, and most of the people again like last year itself, those who are clearing GS are not able to make it in CSAT, right? Many people like 96 to 100 they are getting in GS, but they are not able to clear even 66 marks, right? So CSAT was really difficult. Then we'll come to the difficulty level of GS paper. Broadly, if you divide in different parts, so first was static and easy questions, around 35 questions. It can be 34 to 36. Then moderate questions, around 35 questions, you can call it moderate, which are beyond easy and static and which need some kind of application or some kind of understanding of basic things, and based on that understanding only you can solve these questions. And then difficult questions, around 30 questions, very difficult questions or difficult questions, not so easy. Even if you read so many things, even if you read so many books, sources and all, still it was very difficult, right? So in general, if you categorize like 35, 35 and 30, so it was like difficult paper 2021. If we compare from 2011 till 2020, so this is the most difficult paper, right? Again, second thing we can just see is like shift in areas. Sometimes new topics you can see, and some pattern of questions again, like for example polity. Earlier it used to be Lakshmikant, you can solve almost 90% of the questions from Lakshmikant, but nowadays you are not able to even solve 50% of the questions with lot of confidence from Lakshmikant, right? So pattern of question is changing. In polity they are going for a more philosophical or basic understanding, or what we call as application of basic things in polity or some articles and all, right? So this pattern shift is there. Shift in areas, like now they have increased the weightage of geography. Like suddenly from like 4 to 5 questions you can see like more questions, like around 14 to 15 questions from geography. Most of the people were not expecting questions from geography. Again in history, medieval, ancient, they have asked many questions, and that too difficult questions. Only one question from, if you call, Mughal, right? So most of the question usually UPSC asks from Mughal in medieval, but nowadays they have shift or they have changed their areas, right? So again coming to next, like questions not covered from regular sources or books, like see Lakshmikant, even Shankar for environment, many people will refer for history Spectrum or Bipin Chandra. So there also you are not able to solve the questions from that. And then again current related aspects we will discuss later on, but right now we can discuss only like PT 365 kind of thing is not very successful nowadays for at least tackling questions in prelims, and hardly 1 or 2 questions you can directly solve from PT 365. So regular sources, regular books are not able to even touch 50 questions, right, out of these 100 questions for UPSC prelims 2021, right? Then we can see some new questions, like random question you can call, like GK type, some lucent type questions, some questions on awards, some question on sports, like 3 to 4 questions. The International Mother's Day, like it is okay, 30 years for Bangladesh, right? But still you don't expect these kind of questions, right? Very factual kind of questions. So random questions you can see. Actually, it will be there. Like UPSC is, that's why called as unpredictable service commission. There were random questions, but nowadays like completely shift. Like sports, after 2010, no one was expecting questions in sports, right? So sudden out of blue, you will see some questions on sports. Then static versus current. If you see around 75 questions you can call from static, and around 25 questions from current affairs. And that current affairs is not only like 2020, like old current affairs. Like I can still remember pet coke and furnace oil 2017 it was in news, so a lot of discussions were there in 2017. One like forest New York forest declaration, 2018 it was in news, right? So it is not only current affairs is coming from 2020, it is old current affairs they have asked, and around 25 questions, right? And that too not from like PT 365 kind of thing. That's why it becomes difficult. And static again, it's okay if it is coming from NCRT, if it is coming from regular sources, but like beyond 40 questions you will not have any link to the basic sources or regular sources most of the people refer, right? Then coming to some factual versus analytical, around 45 questions were completely factual, either you know it or you don't know it, very less scope for logic, right? And some 50 questions analytical, it takes a lot of time. Some people are not able to go beyond two rounds. Some people are like initial first attempt people are not able to go beyond one round also, right? So ये simply दिखता है कि paper was analytical, lengthy, based on understanding and right. Then repetition of some questions, definitely like money multiplier questions, right? Constitutional government question, direct repetition. Again, one question from devaluation or something from economy. It was like 2013 question, as it is repeated, right? That's why we always suggest, or in first video, I have suggested 10 previous year question papers. You should solve on 10 last days before UPSC prelims. That's why I suggested it. And those who have solved it have at least 3 to 4 questions, they got some benefit, right? Then coming to the links to earlier questions, there were many questions, around 20 questions, which were indirectly related to earlier UPSC prelims questions. Like some came from options, some came related to other questions, right? Direct source, like direct questions, there were like 5 around questions directly from previous year UPSC questions, not as it is cut copy paste, but most of like parliamentary form of government, many times repeated, but question was difficult this time. Area is same, but difficulty is increased, right? Then again, coming to pattern change, many people are thinking like, is there any pattern change or something different that is UPSC? Personally, I don't think like, and there is no need to worry also. Still this year there will be around 10k 10,000 people who will clear prelims, and they will not come from Mars, right? They will be your colleagues, they will be your reading mates, they will be your friends, they will be people who are known to you, right? So you don't have to worry too much about this, like something different they are now will stop preparation, there is no need to prepare, nothing. You need to prepare, you have to study basics, and based on that only you can solve some questions related to these moderate questions, which are not directly but which can be solved on basic or static understanding, right? So still 10k people will clear the prelims, they people will be your friends, your colleagues, right? So it is not like UPSC is completely changing pattern. UPSC want different people, UPSC don't want you to, and UPSC want you to enjoy the matches and see sports and all. It is not like, sometimes that can happen, and UPSC itself is always called U for unpredictability, right? Uncertainty, right? So it will be there, so don't worry much about that, right? Then role of institutions and coachings, definitely UPSC has it on its agenda. Like they will I don't know how they will do, but they will make sure like most of the things will not come from institutions and coachings and their material and their notes, even PT 365, right? So this thing is there, so you need to think of this, whether you should rely completely on certain regular sources or you need to think beyond that, right? Then coming to the claim game, like many people now have started claiming like around 40 questions, 50 questions, or some 60, 70 questions from our source or our current affairs, right? So it's okay. So while going for any this claim game, you should think of some things like how many points. Like you are giving 1,000 points, and out of that there is one question out of that. So what is the cost benefit analysis for that? Can you afford reading 1,000 bits for clearing one question, right? Then again, whether it question was easy, question was moderate, or question was difficult. If this question is very difficult, it's okay, but if question is very easy and you are reading 1,000 bits for one question, that doesn't make any kind of sense, right? Then again, third thing, whether it is covered from other sources or not. You'll see like question is coming from my notes and same question can be covered from Lakshmikant. So there is no point in like saying this is covered from my source. Yeah, definitely if it is not covered in any regular sources and it is in your notes or even current compilation or whatever, then you can think it is good source, right? So just be careful here. Many people's claim game, right? Then takeaways for 2022 next year's exam. So first thing, what I personally feel is you should prepare prelims and even mains theme based approach. Like for example, if you are reading particular Gandhian page from 1915, right, 1915 to 1920, so rather than reading spectrum, rather than reading Bipin Chandra, rather than reading NCRTs, you should prepare particular topic like Gandhian page from 1915 to 2022. So take any source, whether it is from spectrum, whether it is NCRT, or whether it is class notes or whatever. So there should be theme based approach, right? So that should be there, and you can apply it everywhere. In science and technology you can apply. And how will you get to know which are themes are important? Again, roll up previous year UPSC questions. So take one question and explore all aspects of it, like some options also you can explore. Basic minimum level 3-4 points on that particular thing. Like for example, if they are asking catfish and answer is oyster this year, next year you can prepare 3-4 points important from catfish, right? That should be your theme, right? Theme based approach or some point based approach, rather than going for book. Like I have finished NCERT geography, I have finished GC Leong geography. Rather than that, say I have finished climatology from geography, I have finished biogeography from geography aspect, right? And don't think about source. And how will you get to know whether your source is enough or not? Just go through previous year UPSC questions. If your source is able to attempt maximum questions, like no source will be able to attempt all the questions. Which source is able to attempt maximum questions, go for that source, right? It doesn't matter whether it is a class, whether it is a class notes or institution NCRT, or whether reference book or guide. It doesn't matter. If it is able to solve maximum questions of that particular UPSC prelims questions, then it's okay. Then whether you need to go in much depth and detailing, yeah, exactly, up to certain level you need to go, because if you think of some questions, you need to go beyond regular superficial understanding. At least for few important areas you need to go in depth and detailing, but it doesn't mean like you should do PhD kind of thing, right? It is not required. Then static, roll up static, yeah, definitely it is there. One thing you can add in your static part, always I tell, like you should be very much strong, you should have very good control over static part. Along with that, just think which topic of static are related to current, link current to static part, and then you can think like this part of from static is more important this year because it has something related to current affairs, right? And make it very strong. Even if UPSC asks very difficult question from that static part, you should be able to solve it with ease. That is the key to success, because UPSC don't expect you to solve all 100 questions correctly. Around 45 questions net you need to make it correct, right? So that you can definitely do from your static and core part, right? Then roll up mock test, whether you should take mock test or like people will say no question is repeated from mock test, so you don't need to solve mock test. It is not like that. Mock test is for your practice to understand whether you have understood the topic or not, how much depth you need to require to solve some questions and all. And start it initially itself. At least those who are scoring less than 75, they should start a SAP prelims test also along with mains preparation, right? And you should not take mock test towards the end, like last 15 days or 1 month you think like I will prepare first and then I will try solving mock test. It is a very dangerous kind of thing, right? So start right now, at least those who are below 75, right? Then don't take any break, like you will break momentum if you take long break. Now it's 1 week is over, it's okay, you are refreshed enough. So start preparation as early as possible and keep that momentum, right? Whatever you have gained during your prelims preparation, and use it in upcoming days, right? Then next what I feel is again integration of mains and prelims, right? At least some quality questions, GS2 mains preparation, you can integrate some prelims questions, right? So it is not like mains is different, prelims is different. So many questions, at least 10-15 questions you can prepare easily from your mains preparation. So integrate mains and prelims. Don't segregate it. UPSC don't want you to segregate it, right? Then roll up newspaper. Definitely there is a high roll up newspaper, understanding of editorials, right? And in editorial discussions and all, you will get very minute things about that particular thing, right? Like for example, that Yogini temple kind of questions. So if you have gone through even one article, you will get to know it is related to Indian Parliament building, right? And then you can easily eliminate other options. At least to eliminate two options, this newspaper will definitely help, right? So don't skip like the Hindu. It should be there, like below the pillow, daily. You should go through it, like. But it doesn't mean like you should afford 2 to 3 hours initially. For at least those who are those who have given mains, those who have prepared for 2 3 years, they can afford to give 2 3 hours, but initially not beyond 1 hour for your current affairs. You should have very good or strong control over static, those who are started in within 1 year of your preparation, right? This was all about like again CSAT paper. We are left to CSAT and its practice. It is like nowadays many people who don't feel comfortable in CSAT, they should start their preparation of CSAT paper right now. Not daily, not like 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour per day, or like after 2 3 days, right? You are solving for 2 3 hours, right? You are finishing one chapter like speed, distance, time, right? After 2 3 days, that way you can prepare. And for reading comprehension, how to practice, I will make one video on that, right? How to prepare reading comprehension. For aptitude and logical reasoning, prepare it right now itself, right? And solve some practice test, mock test, or some questions, and you can solve previous year questions of UPSC on this aptitude and logical reasoning, right? So this was about analysis and some takeaways for those who are appearing for next year. So coming to Telegram channels and groups, you can join our UPSC Made Simple Telegram channel, Anthro Made Simple Telegram channel, and Forum UPSC discussion group, where you can discuss sources, you can discuss various things which will be helpful to you, and you can discuss among yourself. Like it is not related to some coaching or institute, or whatever you feel comfortable, you can discuss, right? So thank you very much.